And how far away do you think AGI is?
Well, that's difficult because
it's speeding up exponentially, isn't it?
yes,
This is the thing.
it is. And a lot of it depends on standards that are set in place for the ethics. And people like me have been pushing for almost a decade that we start seeing major boards made up of people like ethicists, philosophers, scientists, technologists, engineers, even theologians, to come up with a sense of what are the ethical guidelines we need to help us with research and development of AI. How far should we go? How far shouldn't we go? And then governments have to back that up with regulation. That, by the way, is what happened in 2015 with human genetic engineering. There were internationally agreed guidelines for ethics, and these were backed up by, in most Western countries, by policy, by law. And it's still us in good stead for protecting from the abuses of that particular type of science.
But it would be naive to think those abuses weren't going on somewhere. They just can't be published or talked about. And that seems to be the problem at the moment with AI, is that FOMO. Fear of missing out. Somebody saying, well, if we don't build it, somebody else will build it, and we need to be the one to have built it. And so even if you say, well, they won't build it, you go, well, I'm still going to build it, because you want to be ahead of, and that is that's human. Unfortunately, that's the human brain, isn't it? And that's human nature, is that just because we say you can't do it, it doesn't mean it's not being done.
That's true. And one of the reasons why we need ethical standards agreed across the board for AI is that we have to draw a line between pragmatism and what I call ultra-pragmatism. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing wrong with being pragmatic, looking for a result. But ultra-pragmatism is where we say that if we can do it, we should do it.
Yeah,
that's never been a good policy.
That's never worked in humanity.
Never worked.
Look at Oppenheimer. Just the casing, and AI has been described really as we could be approaching our Oppenheimer moment. That there could be a point of no return, and if those laws and ethics and philosophers don't do something now, then we're going to be like Oppenheimer, going, "I wish I'd never done it."
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, ethics, the reason ethics is so important is that it essentially, as a branch of philosophy, answers just two simple questions. What's the right thing to do? And how do I apply that in a difficult, non-black and white, non-binary choice? And we need ethicists today, and we need others to speak into it from a broad range of disciplines, not just from the technology field. Yeah. The problem with the techno-kings, the people who head up these big companies that are leading the AI drive, many of them don't have a lot of interest in the ethics of it. You know, it's
and that's
about
not
the
their
money
job,
and the
is
data.
it? They're there
Really.
to build the thing. That that's and they get excited, and you can't stop a scientist or a geek or a computer expert just to you've almost split the atom. Just stop right there. I mean, I know we've done that already, but you know what I mean. You're not going to be able to say to somebody, "Oh, that's a really good code, but don't write any more."
Yeah, well, regulation could say you can go this far, but no further with that particular. We know you can do that, but maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah. And that's what happens with genetic engineering, of course, now. That's the point of legislation, to, in a sense, censor what is allowed to be done on behalf of the broader humanity.